The Focke-Wulf FW-190, commonly known as the Werger Shrike, ranks among the most formidable fighter aircraft of World War II. Its design, performance, and versatility allowed it to excel in various roles, including air superiority, ground attack, and tactical bombing. German engineer Kurt Tank and his team developed this aircraft, introducing it into combat in 1941. It served primarily on the Eastern and Western fronts, challenging Allied aircraft with significant success throughout the war. Initiated in the late 1930s, the development aimed to produce a fighter that was not only superior to the existing German fighters, but also capable of matching or surpassing the fighters of enemy forces. Kurt Tank opted for a radial engine, a notable departure from the inline engines that powered most of the contemporary German fighters like the Bf 109. This decision was grounded in the radial engine's inherent robustness and reliability, which were crucial for operations in varied and harsh combat environments. The FW-190 employed the BMW 801 radial engine, known for its excellent power output and simpler maintenance, making it an ideal choice for a frontline fighter. The airframe of the FW-190 reflected advanced aerodynamic principles and practical engineering. It featured wide-track landing gear, which significantly enhanced ground handling compared to the narrow-track gear of the Bf 109. This aspect proved critical for operations from forward airfields, often crudely prepared and rough. Designers tailored the cockpit to provide better visibility and comfort, enhancing pilot effectiveness during combat. Structural innovations and armament. In terms of structure, the FW-190 featured a modular design that significantly eased field repairs and the replacement of damaged sections, including entire wings or tail assemblies. This modular approach not only streamlined logistics and maintenance, but also facilitated quick adaptations to different combat roles, such as switching between fighter and ground attack configurations. The armament configuration was a key element of the FW-190's design. The initial variants carried a formidable array of weapons, including multiple machine guns and cannons mounted in the wings and fuselage. This heavy armament allowed the FW-190 to engage and destroy enemy aircraft with a few precise bursts, and it proved equally effective against ground targets when equipped with bombs and rockets. Aerodynamic enhancements. Aerodynamically, the designers of the FW-190 focused on reducing drag and enhancing performance at both high speeds and during maneuvering combat. They extensively used flush riveting and carefully contoured surfaces to meet these goals. The well-balanced and responsive control surfaces of the aircraft provided pilots with a significant advantage in dogfights. As the FW-190 entered service and combat, feedback from pilots prompted continuous improvements. The design team addressed issues such as engine overheating by modifying the cowling and cooling systems. The evolving combat environment, characterized by the introduction of increasingly capable Allied aircraft, necessitated ongoing updates in engine performance, armament loadouts, and tactical versatility. The Butcher bird underwent extensive modifications throughout its service life, resulting in a large number of variants that catered to specific operational needs. These variants demonstrate the aircraft's adaptability and the Luftwaffe's efforts to address the challenges of World War II. The FW190A series represents the initial production models, primarily focusing on air superiority. These models featured the powerful BMW 801 radial engine, which provided a robust power output and reliability. As the war progressed, engineers continuously improved the series to enhance its speed, armament, and survivability. The FW190A8, one of the most prolific versions, included reinforced armor and upgraded weaponry, which made it a formidable adversary against Allied fighters. The Focke-Wulf FW190D, often affectionately called the Dora, marks a pivotal development in the FW190 series, specifically engineered to meet the Luftwaffe's need for an effective high-altitude fighter as the Allied air forces started to dominate European skies with increasingly advanced aircraft. Unlike the earlier models with radial engines, the D-series used the liquid-cooled inline Junkers Jumo 213 engine. This engine not only delivered superior performance at higher altitudes but also required a complete redesign of the aircraft's frontal section. The installation of this engine extended the fuselage to maintain the aircraft's center of gravity, giving the D variant its distinctive elongated nose. The FW190D preserved much of the rugged and reliable construction that had earned the original FW190 great respect among German pilots. It featured an upgraded wing design that was slightly larger than that of its predecessors, which improved lift and maneuverability at high altitudes. The cooling system also saw improvements to cope with the increased power output and the demands of high-altitude flight, including a larger radiator housed in a ventral fairing beneath the engine.